Toy Collector here. Today we're going to take a look at Hasbro's new Marvel Legends Spider-Man Far From Home wave. First, let me say thank you to Hasbro to sending these out so that I can take a look at them. I can give them a review. You guys know I love Marvel Legends and really appreciate you sending them. So thank you. But this is the Far From Home wave. The movie is in theaters now. As you can see, this wave here features two versions of Spider-Man with Mysterio from the movie. So these three. And then we have 4 comic versions. And so to build the Build-A-Figure, you'll need 6 of these 7 characters. As you can see on the back here, Spidey, this version of Spidey in his regular suit comes double packed, so the other ones are 6, and well, there's 7 in the wave, 8 in a case, 6 to build the Molten Man Build-A-Figure. Alright, so real quick, who do we have here? Alright, so we got Doppelganger Spider-Man. We have Hydro Man. Spider-Man, no Build-A-Figure piece. Mysterio, I'm really loving the design on this. Scorpion. Now, I heard that there was like a running change on this figure. See on the package, it shows his mouth here. It's painted over, and I believe the older versions were similar. They had that same kind of like change. Julia Carpenter Spider-Woman, and Stealth Suit Spidey. So those are all the figures in the wave. We're going to crack these open and take a look. So here we have all of our figures out of the package. You see we have Molten Man in the back there. First, let's take a look at our Spider-Man figures. So here is our, I guess you could say, our main suit for the movie, Spider-Man Far From Home. I do like the suits as far as like screen time on the movie. It looks like a really dope suit. As far as how it transitioned to action figure, it is not bad, but it's not the best. At least this one, the paint apps are clear on it. I have seen some where the paint apps were a little weak, where the spider emblems were not completed. If you look closely on the black or navy bluish, you can see that it's texturized. So throughout the body, it is texturized, and then obviously his webbing. I would have liked to see the texture be just a little more pronounced on it, but overall, it's not bad. The figure does have good articulation for a Spider-Man figure. He definitely has, you know, he could do a lot of movements. Very good articulation. The legs, you got the thigh swivel, double jointed knees. There are no boot cuts. The ankles, you do have full range of motion with the ankles. You can get a good sling. You know, this is a very good Spider-Man figure. I almost like this more than Pizza Spidey, I guess you could say. For a movie Spidey figure, awesome articulation. Ab crunch. You have all the right articulation that is needed for a Spider-Man figure, and he does come with an extra set of hands here, so you can give him a little extra thwip, however you want to pronounce it. There we go. So he can get some good web slinging going on. Alright, so we're going to throw him to the side, and we're going to take a look at the next Spider-Man. It's going to be the Stealth Spidey. You see we got a nice little crouch there. Overall, I do like the Spider-Man figure. Comes with an extra head. You see he has his goggles on. We just pop that head off. And you can pop this one that has the goggles up. There we go. Alright, so we did get that on. So you can get one with the goggles up. Paint app's very smooth. Figure is all black. Parts of it have like a more shiny texture, and other parts have a dull black. Again, this is a stealth suit. Articulation wise though, looks to be about the same as the other Spider-Man. Double jointed knees, thigh cut, no boot swivel, good ankles, ab crunch, head, good range of motion. Yeah, same articulation as the other Spidey, nothing held up by the different suit, and the sculpting is very good on it. The masks on both of them, it's like a almost like a burglar's type of mask, and you do have the texture there. So, and he does as well come with extra hands. So I really do like the stealth Spidey. Next up, let's look at Julia Carpenter's Spider-Woman. This was one of my favorite females as I was growing up. I do remember her. I'm pretty sure it was West Coast Avengers. I know she was on that for a little while. She was just one of the cooler characters that I liked. And her outfit, I thought her outfit was pretty dope. And here, let's take a look at sculpting. So sculpting on the face with the hair, phenomenal job, very smooth, no bleeding through or anything like that. And the hair, I really like the paint apps on the hair. They did a great job with that. It doesn't really get in the way of the articulation. You can still do things with her. So I'm not hating on that. She does come with an extra hand. Pop that off. Put this here, and now she shoots her webbing like so. Actually, I think I put it on the wrong hand. I thought it was on the right hand. Hold on. There we go. Shoots her webbing like so. It's a nice little web effect. Different. We haven't seen that yet. So I'm going to switch that back out. As far as her articulation, no ab crunch. You know, most of the female characters don't, but she does have the articulation here, right under the boob line. Now it feels like her head. Yeah, there we go. Her head did pop out. No waist swivel. Good range of motion with the arms. Single jointed elbows. Good articulation with the wrists. The white has more of a shiny texturized to it. And the legs, she's got good range of motion. Thigh cut, no boot swivel, no boot cut. Double jointed knees though, and ankles. So overall, pretty basic articulation for our female Spidey figures. But she is a solid figure, good paint apps. And on the back, you can see all of her spider emblem is fully completed. So overall, I do like the figure. Move her to the side. Next up, let's take a look at our Doppelganger Spider-Man. Now, as with the other six-armed Spider-Man, my complaint here is no ab crunch. As I said before, we've seen that customizers are able to do it. Don't know why Hasbro hasn't. You know, That's not the worst thing, but it could help with the figure in some ways. As far as the sculpting on it, sculpting is very good, pretty much on point. You look at the face, great job with that. And the overall spider body, very smooth, very clean. And the arms, you know, switched out a couple hands for some spider, some monster hands, I guess you could say, whatever. And the feet I do have a slight little issue with. I know this one, I didn't like the way that it's set, but besides that, it's a small minor issue. Overall, the body's good, and the paint apps on it are good. My biggest complaint with the figure itself would be the ab crunch, and it's got the same articulation as the 6-armed Spider-Man. Next up, we'll take a look at Mysterio. Mysterio would be, actually I'd probably say like these three are my favorites from the wave, and then it would probably be Julia Carpenter and the stuffed Spidey. But I really do like the Mysterio. One thing that I wish she came with was an alternate head. The Jake Gyllenhaal head would have been nice. As far as the suit, I think the MCU did a good job on the suit. I have not seen the movie yet, so I can't really comment. But as far as the suit goes, I think they did a phenomenal job. It doesn't look too goofy. It doesn't look too robotic-ish. It's pretty good. Like I said, if it had an alternate head, that would be phenomenal. But besides that, very clean. Paint apps on it are good. Articulation. Now, let's see. Can we take... Not sure if we can take his... Okay. So I could pop the head off. I could take his cape off and put that back on. So, as far as articulation goes, take a look at the body without the cape. Good articulation. Pretty basic, you know, nothing special. Even with the gauntlets here, it does have double jointed elbows. No ab crunch, which would make it a little tough with this type of armor. But we do have the articulation here. No waist swivel either. Alright, let me check. Yeah, no waist swivel. And as far as the leg goes, good range of motion. Do have a thigh cut. No boot swivel. But we do have double jointed knees and good articulation with the ankles. So overall, this is a very good figure. Take a look at the back of the cape. You can just pop that right back on. It has a peg in the back. There we go. Pop that helmet on, and there you go. Your Mysterio's back in action. Next up, Scorpion. Good job with Scorpion. They do have the tail. The tail is very long, and it's bendy, which I really like. As far as the pack here, the pack can, let's see, can it detach? I don't want to pull it too much. It seems like it can, but it's also on there pretty good, so I'm not really gonna yank it. Good paint apps. You do have a little of I guess the coloration here from the paint, but overall it's not bad. It's not really too runny. It has a metallic-ish type of look to it. Good sculpting. Now the face here, if you can see, clean around the eyes, around the mouth. A little bleeding on the teeth there, not much though. And so I did hear that there is a variant version that has the skin-colored lower half of the mask. So skin, you can see his face, and then there's versions that are all green like this. So I have not seen them, but I did hear that, so I'm not sure. As far as articulation, standard articulation on the Legends, good range of motion, no armor or anything obstructing the movement. So you got the bicep cut there, double jointed elbows, articulation in the wrist, waist swivel, get a good bend here right under the breastplate, articulation in the thigh cuts, also have boot cuts there, and double jointed knees and the ankles. So overall, very good articulation. And with his tail, you'll be able to get, you know, a little bit more out of the figure, because you can kind of brace him on his tail as you're posing him. So one of the surprising figures that I wasn't quite expecting, but I do like. He's a nice addition to the Spider-Man wave. And next up, we have Hydro Man. So Hydro Man here comes with, take these off. So he is a little top heavy on that. But what we can do with him, get Spidey here. And Hydro Man could hold our hero in place using his little hydro effects. Overall, as far as the body's a regular basic body. It would have been nice to come with a hydro lower half base to go with the hands, or if you went, you know, took it way back, the Hydro Man where you could have pumped the water through here. That could have been something that would have been pretty cool. Not something that you see on a regular with, you know, special action features, but it would have been cool. And then even if you were to have like interchangeable arms, because he is very top heavy. But besides that, it's a very good civilian base for you to change out the arms on it. And the face is very smooth face on it. I do like the figure. This is Hydro Man, you know. It's comic version. It's pretty much what he looks like, because he's pretty much made of water. And like I said, I like the hydro effects there, because you can just strap Spidey down with that. And lastly, we have our Build-A-Figure. This is not one of my favorite build figures, but it is pretty cool. He's pretty big as well. I'll show you. So I do have our Hulk. So as far as the Hulk goes, he's about the same size. So he's a rather large Build-A-Figure. It's just he's very clunky, and like you see the arm here, just very disproportionate. But again, I haven't seen the movie, so I guess that is part of the movie. But the way the figure's made, you can put his arm down. He's supposed to be able to brace and hold his weight. So not bad. There's a nice little addition. Nothing that anybody probably would have asked for, but those are sometimes the coolest figures. And you know, he's a bigger figure, which we all like. Big Build-A-Figure pieces. Not the best articulation because of how he's proportioned, but he gets the job done. So here is our Molten Man. And it did take me a few minutes because I had to turn this around and it didn't look right to me, so I had to do it again, but finally got it. So, alright guys, so here's our Spider-Man wave. Thank you for checking this out. Thank you Hasbro for sending this out to us to review. Very dope set. Overall, I do like the wave, especially the villains, and I would say Stealth Spidey. So thank you guys. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Cool Dad Pop Culture Reviews, Toy News International, and don't forget to check out our coverage of San Diego Comic-Con. Like the video, share it, leave me a comment, let me know what you want to see, and until next time, guys, happy hunting.